all, I will give you a very quick brief regarding the manual testing and whatever the areas that we are trying to cover up in the upcoming training sessions, right? So I will give you a detailed regarding. So basically, you are trying to go for the manual testing with some support of the manual mobile testing as well as, right?
Yes.
So apart from this, all like first of all, I want to ask you, like, have you ever got a chance to go through the profile of QA guy or something? Have you worked over there, or it's kind of a first approach you are trying to jump onto the QA as a career, I would say?
I mean, I have basic idea of what exactly QA is. I mean, I have got a little bit knowledge about the QA testing.
Oh, okay. So that sounds great. Like, but basically, as I have already mentioned, like we are starting from the scratch from the manual testing. First of all, let me know, like, same like if you can able to see, there are lots of plenty of careers where they all can make them self-certified. Let's say if I will talk about, they have also some kind of certification on Oracle or something, right? Where they certify themselves and prove that they are a qualified people and can deserve the position. So similarly, whatever the manual testing course that I will follow over here, that will be of a software testing qualification board standard we will follow. It
Okay.
stands for ISTQB, stands for International Software Test Qualification Board. It is worldwide accessible, and we will follow the foundation level syllabus because for this you do not have to even talk about like are you coming from the IT background. It is all about for the quick start for QA career, I can say.
Okay.
Once you will have a good confidence of a 2 years or you have all cleared your foundation level, you can appear for the advanced level with a good test manager, test analysis, and technical test analysis. But as we are following the basic hierarchy of foundation level, right, I will let you know what can be the course content. Basically, we are following some paper-based content of manual testing, I would say, that I already shared to you, and we will definitely cover those parts. Apart from it, what acts that a tester need and how he can assure that he is also qualified tester, that ethics we will learn by this content foundation level. You can see here there are 6 that gonna be covered so far one by one in the sessions with practicals of many QA training. It is fundamentals of, I would say, which kind of a very base topic, like if you are trying to judge your career as a, and why is this thing necessary? Like there will see like nowadays like people are going from, or why in the companies they are approving the QA persons to involved as a project. Similarly, what is this? Like we know, like testing is all about whatever the test that is given to you, and you are informing the criteria of, like it should match up the highest standard. But how to do it, why we are doing it, and what can be the technical that I would have to say into the interviews, I would say that we will see in this topic, that is what is testing. Then after, the 7 testing principles are there, like if we can say like not the myths, but yeah, it's kind of the ethics that we need to adopt. Like sometimes, let's say if you are saying that you are finding the issues, you have reported the issues, and 1 or 2 issue will came after the deployment, and that was reported by the client itself, and in the discussion your project manager is demanding from you like to justify those issues why was not reported, right? So it is something like it is not our part. Yeah, justification will be needed for sure, but by doing the testing, I would say we are not giving a proof of correctness. All in all, we are trying to overcome the risk factors that is there in my application. So such kind of ethics or principles that we will see in detail, those are 7 testing principles that we need to adopt in our testing, right? Same like the fundamental test process. Now, what is fundamental test process that will stands for? Right? I'm just giving you a brief, right? For each and every module, I will share the PPT to you, whatever I will deliver the knowledge in our training sessions with some interview questions, and along with that I will give you some homework kind of thing or a case studies where I will share the websites to you on which you have to start doing the practices to perform the testing, and you can submit the report to me then after. Okay.
Okay.
So basically I was talking about like a fundamental test process, so what this stands for, what we will learn in this topic or module, I would say. So let's say why we actually need it in a company as a QA guys, why we are enrolled as a job roles of a QA. So consider the case that in a company hierarchy of any IT level company, or it's not necessary nowadays that only IT companies are adopting the QA guys. Even electrical companies or even the mechanicals companies are also hiring the QA persons to assure the level of quality, whatever the product they are building up, whatever the coil they are making up from the EC background, whatever the crane they are, or like machine they are building up for the mechanical department. So similarly in the IT company, if I will talk about the IT company, let's say whatever the project sponsor or a client that is coming out to that IT company or a person, then that person is trying to develop the application, and they are also following some process to develop the product or project. What can be the process that they are following basically in the development? Like first of all, they will ask to the client like what are the requirements that they need. After clearing out all the doubts and the requirements with the good details, they will start preparing the designing and the layouts that will clear more vision regarding the project. Once that will be done, then after the developers who are actually a heart of the project development, who will start thinking and apply their logics and build up the code, and directly reporting to that build up thing to the project manager, who can report to the end user or a client or a project sponsor. Because sometimes it happens, let's say if you are reporting that product, or if that will be not up to the mark with the quality, then client has to go back to that company and he has to report those issues. Sometimes client do not has enough time. Also the negative impact, I would say, that we are keeping out to that client if we have lots of issue in our product. So these are the lots of challenges, I would say, nowadays companies are feeling, that if there are plenty of issues that is quite eye-catchy, but we are not solving right away in our in-house, and if that is reported by the client, definitely it's kind of a bad impact that we are like going on to the company's profile, right? Also it can be possible that client will become a client, right, to build up some new application and ideas in his company. So how to restrict those issues? For that, QAs are involved, like whom they will just put their efforts fully for that is developed by the developers. They will think that application from the areas. It can be functional areas, non-functional areas. It can be even performance-related areas, right, where they will try to suggest a company like my website is quite being slow or what. So these are the, I would say, that final user demand and all the factors that we are involved as a QA role. Between whatever the issues that we will found, basically we have to report those issues to the development team. Development team will coordinate with us and fix those issues, and we have to just build up a level of quality on every week by week or every 15 day by day or whatever the planned release we have. So that was the development process, I would say. Similarly, here define the fundamental test process. Now what we have to do in the fundamental test process? So similarly, let's say if developer has their own approach to start building up the application, similarly, what if I want to start doing the testing? Should I have also follow some kind of set of cycle or the rule which makes my testing more easy? And the answer is yes. And that answer is fundamental test process that we can adopt to make our testing plan organized and well controlled throughout your whole development process, so that you can just coordinate with your developer on time with a good quality by keeping your track with the testers as well, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you are getting the point, right? Just let me know if you are just stuck on one
Sure.
point. And okay,
No
so
problem.
that was the phase about fundamental test process I was talking about, like saying that developers has their own process. What if I have my testing to relate those? So I have to follow I have to fit some testing process with conjunction with that development process. Then the next one is psychology of testing. It is something I would say like it is not actually uh, a thing that we need to understand basically in the testing, but I would say sometimes, let's say you are dealing with your clients, that what should be the communication that you need to adopt, what should be your mindset wherever you are start working on a specific application. If you want to explore more issues, then what should be the first approach that you have to go for. So these all things we'll see as a psychology of testing, I would say. And the last one is code of ethics. That is something I would say where the main funda is all about to the ethics that a certified tester should have to follow. The benefit of this certification, if you are planning after completing of this course content, it will be kind of an added star in your profile, which makes quite more filtered whenever you will apply your job regarding the QA. Also, the certification that we are covering over here, the syllabus basically that I am covering in terms of certification, basically, it is popular enough in a 24 different good countries like USA, Canada, Australia, even India, and lot more countries where most of the people are trying to explore their careers. So basically it is the International Software Testing Qualification Board certification. So if you are clearing it out, then it will be, as I have mentioned, it will be you have your plus point in a healthy career of a QA. If you have some thing that you want to just make it as X factor, I would say, apart from the knowledge of testing, then this one it can be became, right? Yeah, Srinivas, any doubt till now?
No, I'm good.
Okay, moving ahead, the another phase is testing throughout the life cycle. So basically, like whenever the developers are doing the development, I would say, in that case, they are following some methodologies of software development, which can give a control of, like, to make your testing more easy, or I would say, all the whole development process to make more easy. So what are the different types of methodologies that we have adopted in the IT company that we'll see? That is software development models like V model, waterfall model, then agile methodologies. Those are the most popular methodologies nowadays are people are following, I would say. So how those will be explored to you in terms of testing, not in the development, but where the testing fits in all those methodologies that we'll see in detail. Moving further, the labels. You can see three interesting things. The one is test labels, test types, and also in the third chapter we will see testing techniques. Now, what actually the test label stands for? So test level, it is something, it is a very fast approach, I would say, where we are taking the decision like what type of testing that we have to do. So the labels will be component testing, integration testing, acceptance testing, and all those we'll see in detail. And the testing type, it is something like by which approach we can just build up the level of quality. That will be functional testing, non-functional testing, and etc. Right? So that will be explained to you with the real-time examples of my application that I have worked so far in my company. I will let you know the approaches, what was the cases that I have derived, and how I have made my testing more easy. So whatever the test levels and the test type testing will explore, it will be with the real-time application examples. I will let you know. Apart from it, the maintenance testing, it is something like once your website will go into the production house or live, then then after it is not the end of testing, I would say. You have to just continue with your support, I can say, and that is until unless you will not are enough. It can be a possible that they will just give you small changes and the suggestions that we can do, right? So those small changes and the suggestions we will take care into the maintenance testing part. Right, so that will also explore what we are trying to do into the maintenance testing. Okay.
Okay.
Then after, as I mentioned, it is all about the static testing techniques, I would say, and dynamic testing techniques. So what it stands for basically. So testing techniques is all about like what can be the approaches by which we can derive the variety of conditions, I would say. And what are those conditions? So consider the case, let's say you have to check one of the application, let's say login. One of the application is there and you have to check a simple scenario of login, I would say. To check that login, what can be the possibilities that we are going for? So basically it will be correct username, correct. That is the first. Then correct username, wrong password, I would say, and the wrong username, correct password. So the conditions by which I can start when I want to check my login scenario with the all possible data, right?
Yeah.
So that we'll see in detail as well, like the testing techniques that we need to adopt. Sometimes it's necessary that rather directly jumping onto the actual testing, we can at least start discussing on it, like doing the group meetings, reviews, going through the documentations and all those. So that we'll see in detail as well. So that was the phase in the static testing techniques, and the testing techniques having the dynamic testing techniques that is most popularly used, like black box and the white box. So it is also the another case where we will explore some more examples of black box and the white box to derive the test cases. Apart from it, wherever I will club both the one, means wherever required I can apply black box, or wherever required I can apply white box. It will be known as the experience-based testing technique. So that we'll see in detail. Then the test management is something which can gives you ethics and understanding about how to manage your whole testing process. Like how you can plan your testing. If you have to estimate the number of hours of your task, then how you can estimate those. After estimating it, it is necessary also to monitor and control it, because it is not always the thing like whatever you have planned, it will work though as per the plan as well. So if at a one point, cause of the contingency or the traffic, if it's not giving you a control to manage your testing on track, then we can just use this approach like test progress monitoring and control. Then configuration management, it is also the another interesting thing. Like if in a company for the same project there are lot many people are working under the same project, and how to make a communication well. So we will use some kind of configuration tools where they can manage all those centralized codings and all those in a one point area. So that we'll see, that is configuration management. Then the risk and the testing, I would say, that we'll see in detail as well. Like whenever we are doing the testing, then what kind of risk that we have in our application. The last one is incident management. So basically, you know, like incident, it is something, it is kind of not planned sequence. It is like you are doing a one of the scenario or a testing, and you just came across with one of the issue that is not reproducible though. Like you are trying again and again to reproduce the issue, but letting you know. Then how to do it basically. So that we'll see in detail what we can plan into the incident management. The last one is in the company, to make our testing more easy and to manageable, they are adopting a variety of tools to make it more manageable. Rather managing all the issues so far in the Word document into the Excel file, what are the different tools by which I can start managing it? So that we'll see also, like the tool support for testing by which we will start understanding it, what can be the possible ways, right?
Yeah.
So this is kind of a pure approach of a manual testing thing. Apart from it, are you interested in to learn one of the test management tool, that is HP Quality Center?
I was just wondering, like, I'm not sure learning which kind of tool would be more advantage to get a job in the market. I'm not sure which tool is being so.
Okay. Basically, HP Quality Center, it is a test management tool that is basically whatever the reporting that you are doing, whatever testing process that we have. If you have to manage a complete testing process with the centralized tool, the HP Quality Center is a tool which is also purely adopted worldwide.
Oh, okay.
I would say. Nowadays that is known as HPALM QC, that is Application Lifecycle Management QC 12. 12th version is now in demand. but it is a paid tool basically, so it is only available into the company. But yes, I have a of HP QC 9 and 10, that is full version, so we can at least crack it and we can learn it in detail if you are trying to plan for that tool. So you can look into it once, you can just go through the profile, but basically I would recommend that it will be good if you will go through it. Yeah, definitely it will help you, sure. If you are a manual tester, then it is good that at least you have this tools knowledge. It depends on the company what tool they are demanding for sure, but yeah, it is universally adoptable. So at least you can represent yourself as an added advantage again, that yes, I know this tool as well. So yeah,
I've
enough for
heard
the
like
company.
I've seen a couple of job descriptions for QA testing, and I've seen a lot of job profiles asking for Selenium tool. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of people asking for QTP, but I've seen a lot of
Yeah, that
job
is
profiles
also,
asking
yeah,
for
correct,
Selenium.
correct. Yeah, actually it is automation tool that basically we are also teaching the automation of Selenium. Basically, I have few batches that is already going on with the Selenium. But yeah, it is for automation purpose. Like automation testing is another branch, same like manual testing. Automation testing is another branch where what is the plan is actually like whatever the scenario and whatever the task that is quite repetitive, right? That you have to
Okay.
do often and often on every build or on every cycle by cycle. We will try to write down some script and then we will repeat those scenario again and again whenever they will give it back to you in a testing. So it is something where you have to go quite bit technically. You have to involve your scripting knowledge, like one of the technology familiarity we needed, right? And then we can jump onto the Selenium because QTP is paid. So that's why the era of QTPs, I would say, is now downgrading in comparison of Selenium, because Selenium is totally open source. So you do not have to pay anything for it, and you can
Okay.
quickly start learning on it. So there are a lot more benefits, I would say. So if you are also planning for the automation testing, then you can just go for the decision to go for automation. But as I know, like you are planning for the mobile testing, right?
Yes.
So that we'll see basically, like in the mobile testing, the idea is all about, we'll see same like manual testing, what can be the possible ways by which I can manage my mobile testing, I would say. So we'll see the variety of testing that will be most often relate in the mobile testing. Like you can see here the course content that is also shared to, I can say, under that we have QTP and the Selenium as well as. But if I will talk about the mobile testing, there are a lot more small differences, I would say, that is there in comparison with the web application and the desktop kind of, or a product application testing, because it is all about the devices. So we'll see how we can configure the devices into the system. Those are known as the simulators, and the simulators which can help you out to feel like you are actually testing on your devices, right? We'll see also what are the different strategies by which we can start doing it. Definitely, you first of all, what we need to understand, like in the company there are a variety of applications, I would say, that will go ongoing, right? What are kind of
Okay.
applications on the mobile? Like few are the companies who has the games, few are the companies who are working on the purely on the product base, like or a concept base, right? So there are a variety of domains in the mobile application as well as with the platform, that is Android, iPhone, Samba, right, and all those. So we'll
Yes.
see what are the mobile emulators and the platforms on which we have to start doing the testing. What is the Android devices emulators, and how we can configure it, its type, right? Nowadays, recently they have launched the Lollipop, if you have familiar with this Android version things. So what are the Android versions, how we can write down the good test cases for the mobile application, right? What are the type of testing in terms of mobile testing, same like manual testing types that we understand, right? And apart from it, a very interesting tool that we have, that is C-test, I can say, right? So
What is that you said? What is the name of the tool?
C-test,
C-test.
this
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got
So
it. Okay.
C-test is also very interesting tool which can make your testing more easy in terms of automation to do on the mobile application. But also it's a paid, but yeah, we will try to install it of a 30-day trial demo, and it will gives you a more control, like how we can make our mobile testing more easy and quick. Okay.
Okay.
So that also basically a plan. But yeah, if you are also trying to enroll with the Selenium, then it will be definitely a healthy, good content that you are going from this training, where you have a very good set of criteria. So to ideally to get a successful job, either you are good at manual testing with both the areas, like manual with the web and mobile for sure. But if you want to add yourself as an added advantage, the certification to appear after completion of this course is one of the factor. Or either you can also plan yourself as an automation thing if you are trying to explore your testing more.
Okay. And
That's yeah.
will we be doing any projects like after completion of some sessions so that we can exactly
Yeah.
understand how testing is done?
Yeah. Like wherever we are going for the manual testing, definitely I will share the all, I would say, project during the training itself, and also I will share one of the application to do the testing from your end as well. Apart from it, in the quality center, if we are including the quality center, then also we can plan the project on which we will start creating requirements and all those stuff. So yeah, ideally the answer is yes, we will go for the project that I already worked on, and I will let you know what was the approach wherever I was testing on it.
Okay, it will basically be like banking or any domain, right?
Yeah, I will go for e-commerce domain in our case.
Okay, okay, I got it. Okay.
Right.
Oh,
Starting with the content-based website, we will go into direction of e-commerce based websites.
e-commerce webs. Okay, okay. So yeah, and this we'll be having every day. I mean, it's going to be Monday to Friday. How we'll be having the class?
Mostly it is, yeah, mostly it will be Monday to Friday, but it is up to you, like whether you want to plan for the alternate days or how. So it's up to you, right? You can plan your days and you can let us know on the organizer so we can plan accordingly.
Okay, okay.
Yes. Basically,
I'll let Arjun know about it.
we will go with the syllabus Monday to Friday. And Rana, what about during the weekend? Do you also have time for during a weekend as well?
Yeah. Yeah. Even the weekend also have time. Yes.
Okay. What about Rana?
Yeah, I can available.
Okay, great. Yeah. So most probably we will also try to cover up during the weekend, maybe Saturday, Sunday morning time, and yeah. So that would be the sessions durations. Yeah, I think it's gonna be 45 days overall.
What's that? Its voice is breaking. What did you say, Arjun?
Rana, I'm saying it's 45 days. You think durations like all over we can complete this course syllabus within 45 days? Prasad?
I mean, can we make it shorter, like 30 days if it's possible?
Yeah, sure. We can make it that. That's fine.
Okay then. Yeah.
Yeah.
30 days, I think sounds good.
All right. Yeah, sure.
And as I sent you the email, Arjun, because I was looking at the placement part. So you think the 30 days after doing the course, will I be able to? I don't know how many years experience also they usually put up.
Well, in that case, like depending on the how soon you are grabbing these sessions, and also the instructor will analyze it, and he will also suggest you if this much of years if you put it, that would be really good. So we will be working as a team.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and initially we do 5-6 years of experience into especially in testing field, automations plus manual. So that's the how we mention. And but depending on your status and how long have you been here, so those are also the concern part, and we can try to figure out with the those numbers and years of things. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's not like so. If say right now I'm based in Tampa, so is it like you'll help me to do job placement in Tampa area, or it's going to be in any other place?
What about you? Are you still single, or do you have family there?
I have a family.
Okay, so I'll try to get the project in Florida area. I can't say in Tampa. Tampa is rarely we find the projects, especially in IT, in
Okay.
any sector in programming, either testing. So morely I can say we will try to figure out somewhere in all the states in Florida, or maybe I can say somewhere in Orlando or something.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because you said you have an office in Tampa, right? So do you
Yes.
come here to Tampa office?
No. Sudhir is there, and Sudhir is taking care there in office. So we do operate from here, New York. Yeah.
Oh, you operate from New York, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Half of the team they operate from back in India, Hyderabad, and half of the team we operate from here. Yeah. So yeah, and that's the how.
Okay.
So we can meet up tomorrow.
Sorry?
We can meet up again tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At what time?